On March 30th, 2025, Adrian Hinman presented a service on Trans Day of Visibility at Red River Unitarian Universalist Church in Denison, Texas. Welcome from Red River Unitarian Universalist. Thank you for joining us. The religion we practice in this church is centered in the here and now, rather than the hereafter. It is more of a thinking kind of religion than a believing kind. It is governed more by reason than by tradition, more concerned with the present than the past. It is concerned with getting the most out of life, with living wisely and well. A major aim for us is continually expanding our understanding of life and ourselves. This church is a community of people who share in the free and open search for a level of understanding that will enable us to be more fully and effectively alive. The church does not tell us what we must believe. It stimulates us to think. It supports us in our search. You are welcome to join us. Our centering value is love, with transformation, generosity, equity, interdependence, justice, and pluralism.
I wish the knowledge were easier to come by, that individualism is just a scam, that you are always the butterfly wings, you are always the storm. Edward Lorenz, a weather scientist from MIT, is sometimes misquoted on this, as the premise that the flap of a butterfly wing can cause a hurricane in a different part of the world. Shorthand that isn't all that close to a representation of the math-turned-weather scientist's work. He proposed that, should we make even a tiny alteration to nature, we will never know what would have happened if we had not disturbed it, since subsequent changes are too complex and entangled to restore a previous state, which is to say that you have an immeasurable effect on the system. It will change and you will shape its DNA. You must not believe the lie that you do not matter, that whatever change you can organize is so insufficient as to not be worth your time, your energy, your life force. You must be willing to dream a dream that carries forward your community. This is how we rise. This day is polluted with a mistrust of truth, fertile and warm medium for unchecked cruelty and power. You must choose to scream the truth until every leaf and stone bears unrepentant witness to what happens when you try to cage and smash, to pin and frame a butterfly and their thousands and thousands of fabulous, flamboyant friends. As is our custom, if you'd like to come and light a candle for a joy, a challenge, or just to bring more light into this room, please do so while we sit in stillness listening to the prelude. Please rise in body or spirit for our chalice lighting and spoken affirmation. The spark of love resides in us all. We are free to act from it or not. If we choose love, how will love shape what we do? If we choose love, how will it improve our actions? If we choose love, how will I treat those around me? If I choose love, will I find it when life gets hard? If I choose love, will you also choose love? Love begets love, and it is love that lights our chalice. Join me as together we remind ourselves of the affirmation that is a cornerstone of our free faith tradition. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in freedom, and to help one another. We light this peace candle to remind us of all the places in the world where there is no peace. Join me in the words now on the screen. Lead me from death to life, from falsehood to truth. Lead me from despair to hope, from fear to trust. Lead me from hate to love, from war to peace. Let peace fill our hearts, our world, our universe. You may be seated.
Hello. So I was asked to speak on the importance of giving, and I don't write things and I don't memorize things, so you're gonna get what I think about it. Yay. Yep. As soon as I got to this church, and literally as soon as I got here, I knew that this was where I belonged, and I knew that they needed my help. The very first time I was here, I got roped into joining a committee, and it was fun. And I knew that if they needed people that bad, because then they must also need people's money. And it didn't feel like the usual, give me your money or go to hell kind of thing. So I was happy to put aside an amount out of every paycheck that I got, and it's still coming. And even if I have to move somewhere else, this church will continue to get my money. That's how important it is to me. This church needs to flourish. It is very unique in this area, to the point that we have people coming to see us from all over the place. People drive a good long ways to get here, and we want them to continue to have a place to come. We want to continue to be able to do our community outreach. We want to continue to be able to participate in specific community events tied to things like today, where our members of the LGBTQIA+ community know that they will feel love here. Please give us money so that we do not die. Thank you.
Though at times I may forget who I am or who becoming, my dreams, they matter. When I make space for all that is, when I move away from that which no longer serves me, when I make space for the new possibility in the circumstances, my dreams do matter. They matter. They hold many truths and many turning points. They matter, though at times I may convince myself they don't. They do, for they call me back in time and forward still. My dreams matter. They matter as they pull me inward and yet simultaneously push me outside of myself. My dreams matter. They matter as they speak to the breadth of love, of pain, of hope that rests deep in the fabric of my blood and bones. My dreams matter as they are connected to the dreams of my ancestors, connected to all who have graced this earth before, who grace it here and now, and will be connected to all who grace this earth when we grace this place no more. My dreams, they matter. Your dreams, they matter. Our dreams, they matter. They matter.
I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. Under my leadership, this madness will end.
No, your mom don't get it, and your dad don't get it, Uncle John don't get it. And you can't tell Grandma 'cause her heart can't take it, and she might not make it. They say don't dare, don't you even go there, cutting off your long hair, you do as you're told. Till you wake up, go put on your makeup, this is just a phase you're gonna outgrow. There's something wrong in the village, in the village. Oh, they stare in the village, in the village. Oh, there's nothing wrong with you. It's true, it's true. There's something wrong with the village, with the village. Something wrong with the village. Feel the rumors follow you from Monday all the way to Friday dinner. You got one day of shelter, then it's Sunday hell to pay, you young lost sinner. Well, I've been there sitting in that same chair, whispering that same prayer 500,000 times. It's a lie though, burying disciples, one page of the Bible isn't worth a life. There's something wrong in the village, in the village. Oh, they stare in the village, in the village. Oh, there's nothing wrong with you. It's true, it's true. There's something wrong with the village, with the village. Something wrong with the village. There's something wrong in the village, in the village. Oh, they stare in the village, in the village. Oh, there's nothing wrong with you. It's true, it's true. There's something wrong with the village, with the village. Something wrong with the village.
I locked myself out of my car recently. I called a garage, and they sent a technician. Apparently, he tried to call me on the way over, and I missed it. He left a voicemail, which meant he heard my message. Hello, you've reached Quinn at the main transgender network. My trans status isn't a secret. Being public about it is part of my job. But being public and being out to random men on the side of a quiet rural road are very different things. He arrived, and we wrestled back into my Subaru. After handing over my insurance card, he got quiet for a minute. Nervously, he asked, "You do the rainbow thing?" It took me a second to put the pieces together. I froze for a moment. This question doesn't usually end well. Tentatively, I answered, "Yeah, I do the rainbow thing. Is that a problem?" He shook his head and took a deep breath, and then he started to talk. His kid came out a few nights ago and wants to transition. He's very worried. He watches the news. He knows how trans kids get treated. I do too. I was a trans kid. I released the breath I'd been holding. This was a conversation I know how to have. We talked for a while about how cruel the world is, about how his kid might very well get hurt. Lots do. He's afraid to let them transition. But then we talked about how we can't control the world. His kid is different and might get hurt either way. So why not let them control what happiness they can? You can teach them how to handle the rest. We talked about how happy kids are safer kids, because happy kids have adults they can ask for help. A hug, a trading of numbers, and a few tissues later, and he was on his way to the store to buy his son a clip-on tie and those Spider-Man shoes he didn't give him for his birthday. Sometimes the story does end well.
We are better together with our trans and non-binary ensemble. Of its kind in Canada. This group gathering before you bring me, each other, and our whole choir so much joy. They're always willing to try something new and to help each other out. It's not easy to be the first to do something, especially when it's singing in front of hundreds of people. On our recent trip to Halifax to perform at Unison Festival, we held a meetup for trans and non-binary singers from across the country. Some of them are alone in their choirs and their communities. They shared with us how moving it was to see this ensemble perform and to see what we can do when we're together. They're singing a song called "We Shall Be Known." It's about surrounding yourself with good people who want to help you to thrive, because we are better when we are together.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these vibes. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these vibes. We shall be known seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
Join now for our time of practices with words, stillness, and music. Our words are from Kai Cheng Tom's book, I Hope We Choose Love. When we lose faith in the things that matter, it is easy to turn to anger. Anger helps us survive when survival seems impossible. I have been very angry throughout my life, and I still am in some ways. I need to be to live. Yet anger and its siblings, rage and vengeance, have also been poisonous influences in my community. I've seen people do awful things to each other in the name of anger and revenge, and it never seems to help anyone in the end. So in the midst of despair, I have come to believe that love, the feeling of love, the politics of love, the ethics and ideology and embodiment of love is the only good option in this time of the apocalypse. What else do we have? I mean love that is kind but also honest. Love that is courageous and relentless and willing to break the rules and smash the system. Love that cares about people more than ideas, that prizes each and every one of us as essential and indispensable. I mean love that is compassionate and accountable. I mean love that confirms and reaffirms us as complex and fallible, yet lovable anyway. Love that affirms us as human. I want to live in love and believe in love. If I have to die, I want to die in love. This whole world might be coming to its end, or it might be in the midst of an enormous and terrifying change that leads to something better. Either way, I want to go through it in love with the people I love.
For those who need to read lips. Good morning, everyone. I know most of you already know me. I'm Adrian. My pronouns are they, them. I am honored to be a part of your Trans Day of Visibility, but I do want to make it very known. I am aware that as a thin, white, able-bodied person, I have a lot of privileges that many other trans people do not. And even I struggle with remembering the joy when systems of oppression weigh me down. This celebration of trans joy is meant to be a reminder, a spotlight, not an obligation. Your worries, your fears, your anger are also welcome with open arms here. They are signs you are fighting. I hope this works as a reminder as to why. With that said, when I first set out to write this, I thought it would be easy. Trans joy is abundant in my life, both my own and among my friends. But in my attempts to put this into words in a way that my mostly cisgender audience would be able to really grasp, I realized trans joy is often like that of a flower pushing through the pavement. It is both mundane and beautiful. It feels like a breath of fresh air that somehow in that same moment takes your breath away. Finding the right words to adequately explain this has proven difficult at best, tougher than expected. But that's because I was trying to write all of this for both cis and trans people. Instead, I've made this into two parts. The first is to all of you here and watching online who are trans, non-binary, queer, and maybe even questioning. I want to give you the strength through everything. The second part will be more directed at those of you who consider yourselves allies. And I use this phrasing, consider yourselves, because ally should be a verb, an action, and a choice that you continue making. Trans joy is beauty. It is seeing yourself in the mirror and feeling more stunning than any mountain view because it's you. It's putting on a binder and nearly crying when you see yourself in the mirror, shirt finally fitting just right. It's trying on that skirt that you told yourself, no, that's for other people, and then suddenly realizing that it's for you. It's braiding your hair in the woods, not for anyone else but yourself. My friend May is standing in front of a mirror, seeing herself in a dress for the first time. She'd been so anxious. She had brought up wanting one so many times, and she'd made so many excuses why she couldn't. But when she twirled around, letting the fabric spin with her, it's like her soul let go of a breath nobody even knew she was holding. For the first time in a very long time, the person she's always been is looking back at her, and she is so beautiful. Trans joy is rebellion. It's saying, I am here, I am me, and I am fucking happy in the face of a society that says we're monsters. It is abrasive music and a fuck you, I'm gonna press on attitude. It's knowing that your existence is tied to generations of people who refused to give up. It is another workday on a crisp February morning. Ronnie, an office worker at their government job, steps into work sporting their new haircut, a mullet, and beaming with euphoria in their new affirming style. Usually, as the conservative government official in charge of their department came through during his rounds, he'd say a casual good morning or hello. This morning, however, he speaks no greeting, or any days going forward. There is no denying Ronnie's queerness with this new style, and being able to exist this way is, in its own small way, a rebellion against those who would rather people like him not exist. Trans joy is friendship. It is an unspoken, I see you, I'm like you, I will protect you, when interacting with another openly queer person in public. A nod, a smile, sometimes a grimace, a reminder you're not alone that nuzzles into your heart like a kitten. And it's a deep feeling of connection when you do manage to find that opportunity to connect. It is a mid-November night. I'm standing outside. It's around 40 degrees, and myself and 3 or 4 other people are huddled by an outdoor heater, Many others mingle nearby, and a band is setting up on a stage. I didn't know any of these folks a few hours ago. I came here alone tonight, but talking feels so natural in ways I'm not used to. There's a beautiful juxtaposition of ease and excitement among everyone around. We're at a Trans Pride Fest, a tiny music festival here in North Texas, and we're talking about how nice it is to not have to put up a performance, to have people believe and respect who we are. Trans joy is art. It's knowing that with your very existence, you get to take part in the act of creation. You are grapes to wine. You are clay to pottery. You are instrument to song. It is a reshaping of gender roles and expectations you've been given in a way that forms not just your interactions with others, but sculpts your sense of self. The music starts. All eyes are on the door. Mace walks in. No, struts into the room. It is his first drag performance, and his friends are in the crowd cheering louder than the rest. His outfit, a flowy mixture of suit and dress, was made by his own hand just for the occasion. His usual style has a bit of flair to it too, but choosing to go over the top like this is a new sort of elation, and as he lip syncs to the song, he knows he's a work of art. Trans joy is euphoria. It's this feeling deep in your core that this is who you are, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's strong enough to make everything else worth it somehow. A dandelion blooms through the crack in the pavement, though many call it a weed, undesirable, unsightly, too conflicting with expectations. To those who stop to admire it, it's beautiful. Resilient, just because that's what it takes to keep going, to live fully, to bloom. Just by living as your true self, you bring a brightness to the world around you, and your very existence can allow for and encourage others, and that is enough. Being you is enough. Trans joy is in danger. I'm looking at my allies now. In order to protect trans people, to ensure that trans joy can still bloom, even with the shadows of our oppressors, it is imperative that you treat the title of ally not as a noun, but as a verb, an action that you take each day. So here's some things that you can do or not do to stand up for trans joy. Trans joy is worth protecting. Do not out trans people in your life, even to those you deem safe. In fact, if asked, you don't know any trans people. It only takes one misstep, one wrong person overhearing, for a trans person's well-being to be at serious risk. Let your trans friends decide who is safe to tell and when. I cannot emphasize this enough. In this current political climate especially, it is not safe to just announce that someone is trans. Trans joy is worth educating others. Do stand up for trans people when you hear misinformation being spread. Just earlier this month, a man in Wisconsin went to his state capitol to speak in support of a bill that would ban gender-affirming care for trans youth. After sitting through hours of testimony of trans people and their allies, he stood up and announced he had changed his mind. Not every interaction you will have will end up like this, but you can plant a seed. Knowing common anti-trans talking points and having counter-arguments ready is a good first step in this. Even if you don't change the minds of the people you're talking directly to, you never know who is listening, learning, and feeling supported by your words. Trans joy is worth practicing for. Do practice pronouns with your peers. If a friend, coworker, or church member comes out as trans, work with other allies around you to practice their new name and pronouns. I cannot emphasize enough how much being gendered correctly can make a difference in a trans person's life. To misgender someone is to deny who they are, to imply you know them better than they know themselves. Trans joy is worth expanding your connections. This one supports the LGBTQ community beyond just trans people. Do come to Pride events. Grace and Pride is June 21st this year, by the way, and see how happy and comfortable people are in a safe environment. Talk to vendors, learn, listen, carry that experience with you, because it's as life-changing as you let it be. Trans joy is worth showing up for, imperfectly. Do be imperfect with your allyship. If you slip up, correct yourself and move on. Try not to draw attention to the mistake. Know that you're always learning. We all are, always. Be open to new information, but don't expect perfect grace when you do make those mistakes. Sometimes the response may be anger or upset, and that's also a fair response. And trans joy is worth privacy. Do not pry regarding someone's transition if they disclose they're trans. What medical procedures someone may or may not have had is none of your business unless that information is offered willingly. What name someone used prior to coming out is not information you need. And trans joy is struggling right now. The trans community is under attack, especially here in Texas and Oklahoma. Please, please educate yourselves and help us. I don't know a single person, a single trans person who isn't scared right now, and having allies, ones that treat that title as an action instead of a noun, is so, so important to our safety. Trans joy is going to push on, and every little bit you can help can be life-saving.
Our congregation is entirely self-governed by democratic process. One of the privileges of our free church tradition is to provide all of the financial support for our many ministries from among ourselves. Generosity, therefore, is one of the spiritual values we recognize as central to our personal and our institutional well-being. Those who wish are invited to bring your gifts to the table. The bowl awaits, or you may donate online.
courage. In a world full of people, you can lose sight of it all, and the darkness there inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a
I invite you to rise in body or spirit with a closing thought and extinguishing the chalice. Friends, thank you for your witness to all that exists on the margins. Thank you for your commitment to hold yourselves and one another in great and steadfast love. Moving forward from this space, may we continue to nurture spiritual growth. May we continue to travel along the winding pathway to healing from whatever brokenness we individually and collectively hold, knowing that we do not journey this path alone. Please join me in saying the words to extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flames, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Go in peace, return in love.
Change, I can feel it.